we are following every or most event going on in the United States right now. For example, in Minnesota. In Minnesota right now, in Minnesota right now, there's been a very tra- it's 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 a tragedy. Okay, it's a tragedy. I'm just gonna say right there. Okay, it is tragedy. Okay, an American citizen, a civilian, was shot in Minnesota. It was protesting against ICE, and for some reason, I saw the video on X, and it was about like 6 to 7 agent that was trying to de-escalate the situation. And I'm thinking in my mind that you have 6 to 7, or let's say 5 to 7 agents trying to de-escalate. It, I would say one person who was armed. Okay, this man is armed, and you have 5 to 7 trained agent, and for some reason he ended up being dead. I don't know. You have trained agents that there are other ways to de-escalate a situation, okay? Especially what I saw is like there are other ways to de-escalate that situation, but it ended up that this man lost his life, and this is only gonna escalate the whole situation. Shout out to Dr. Luke the Goat. Shout out to Dr. Luke the Goat. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you. Yes, sir. The Goat. Yes. So I had to come here, man. I had to come here, man. I didn't even tell the home base I was coming here, but hey, I had to come here because it's wild. Because why are we doing this in America right now? Why are we doing this in America right now? Okay. Is it because the midterms are coming up? Is this for election purposes? Is this for to get that clips to play on Fox News or CNN or MSNBC or NBC? Is that where we are right now? Is that why all of this is going on in Minnesota? So both parties, in my opinion, can get clips and videos to post and say, well, look what happened in Minnesota. The governor of Minnesota, who happens to be Governor Walz, Tim Walz, they're gonna say, well, look what happened in his state. Look what happened in his state. Okay, he couldn't handle the protest. It became violent. You don't want that in your cities, so vote the other party. Don't vote Democrat Party. And then Democrat Party are gonna say, well, don't vote the other party. Vote us because look what happened. They're deporting people. They're killing American citizens. Look what's happening. There's unrest in the United States. Vote for Democrat. Is that why all of this is going on? Huh? Can we all just calm down and unite as one people? I've been saying this for a while. The enemy is within, really. It's not, they're not outside. America should not, I'm not saying America should not be prepared or ready for China or Russia or, I don't know, India or whoever is growing in power. I'm not saying the United States should not be ready for those powers, but I would really argue that the biggest threat that the United States faces is within, inside the United States, because everybody else knows what the United States is capable of. So nobody wants smoke. Okay, everybody sees what the United States is capable of. Everybody knows what the United States military is capable of. Okay, see what happened in Venezuela. Maduro picked up easily. It wasn't even a scratch. Okay, it was easy. So nobody's effing around with the United States when it comes to that part. But the people inside, because I'm an American citizen. There's no way you're gonna treat me like this. You know what I mean? Like there's this I'm gonna cause havoc, and there's really nothing you can do attitude that's going on right now across the United States. And it's because I would say people that did not vote for Trump disagrees with his deportation immigration processes, which is come into the United States legally and make sure you are well documented. People are saying, well, we don't want ICE in our cities. We don't want ICE in our state, especially blue cities, of course, like Illinois, New York, Minnesota. Now, Minnesota is going crazy because there's been one killing that happened before, and now another one just happened a couple of hours ago. And I could tell you for a fact that this new week coming in is going to be a very busy week for, news media companies and the White House as well, because now President Trump would have to explain to the American people why this happened. Because at the end of the day, he is in charge. He is the leader of the free world. And truthfully, people who voted for President Trump support ICE. Okay. But the people do not want to see killings. It's just facts. Okay. It is just facts. However, people that are protesting, I'm not saying these people are, holier than thou. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that these people, most of them are American citizen, and most of them are really just angry, and they're trying to pour their emotions out by protesting. And sometimes when you protest, you get too emotional, and then you throw tantrums, and things can happen when you're protesting. Whatever. Do I support chaos and not having peaceful protests? I do not support chaos and all that stuff. However, if you're saying that these agents are trained agent, there should be a better de-escalation methods. Okay, there should be better de-escalation method. In my opinion, there should be better de-escalation methods. So they need to reevaluate their de-escalation methods, and there should be maybe no more killings. This is gonna really help for the next couple of months coming up right now. ICE should try as much as they can to find ways to de-escalate without crazy outcomes like this. You know what I mean? I should find a way to de-escalate without crazy outcomes like this. And the people should understand that ICE is only doing what it has been commissioned to do, which is find illegal criminal alien and deport them. But if the people are just saying, we don't want ICE, you're throwing a blanket on the situation. So you're saying everybody in Minnesota right now is legal, or everybody in Minnesota right now, they're not. There's no criminal alien in Minnesota right now. Is that what the people are saying? So both parties, in my opinion, the people protesting and the ICE agents, both people need to reevaluate themselves. Okay, ICE needs to understand that you can de-escalate a situation without using a bullet. In my opinion, you have a gun, you are trained and skilled. Well, so the member says, her name is Sandra. She says, no, well, trained agent doesn't necessarily mean that you are a skilled agent. So maybe some of these ICE agents are not thoroughly skilled. They may be trained, maybe they're not thoroughly skilled. I just feel like This has to stop. And this right here can go really bad really fast. What is happening right now can go really bad really fast. So we have to be smart. We have to be cautious. Okay, I get it. You want to support your party. You want to do it's me versus you, or blue versus red, red versus blue, up versus down, left versus right. Whatever you want to do, it is your choice. Okay, shout out to Dr. Luke for the super chat, always supporting the channel. He says, Cable News is fighting for relevance and trying to keep the ad revenue coming. Also, many people have already picked a side politically. Shout out to Dr. Luke the Goat. He's right. He's right. This is not the time to start picking sides. I'm, this is why I'm so glad for the people that actually support the channel and like this channel and want to watch this channel. These are people that actually have common sense. Okay, these are not always you versus me, or I love these people. These are my tribes. Okay, Dr. Luke, all the moderators, the members, these are sane people that they love America. They just want to see America do better. And these are just facts. It's not about political party. It's about the country itself. Okay, this is not the time to start picking sides. Okay, did I vote for President Trump? Absolutely. Would I vote for President Trump again? Yes. I'm just going to be factual with you. I'm just going to tell you the fact. Would I vote for President Trump again if I had another chance? Another chance? Yes, I would. Do I support ICE killing? It might be negligence or whatever, but do I support ICE killing civilian? No. No, I do not. Okay? I believe there are other ways to reevaluate methods of de escalation. However, the people, the people also have to take some sort of responsibilities. Okay. Protesting is legal. But when you start standing in front of ICE agents, screaming in front of ICE agents, standing in front of their vehicles, not letting the vehicles pass, you don't want them to even go do their jobs. You just want to render them handicapped. ICE agents are like, they're just there in Minnesota trying to do their duties, but the people don't want them to do their duties. Some people have claimed that there are some paid protesters in Minnesota right now, really, gassing up the whole issue in Minnesota right now. That's what they're saying. They're saying like a lot of people are gassing the situation right now, paid protesters in Minnesota. That's what I'm telling you. The enemy is not really outside. People are so scared. Oh, China is coming to take over the United States. Oh, Russia is coming to take over. Man, Russia ain't going to do nothing. China is not going to do zero. Absolutely nothing. China has nothing against the United States. Russia has zero against the United States. But the enemy within is way powerful than both China and Russia combined. I'm telling you. I'm telling you facts. This is just fact. Okay. Because when it comes to international relations with other part of the world, they know what the United States is capable of. So everybody understands where they stand. But when you come into the United States, there's this nonchalant attitude that the people have. It's like, F the government. Okay, we get it. You want to F the government. All right. But this is your country. You don't want to burn your country to the ground. You want law and order in your country. You don't want to have craziness going on the street. You don't want to have government houses getting burnt down, people getting killed on the street. Is that what? we want in America right now? Because if this goes on in Minnesota, it's going to keep spreading. It's going to move to Illinois. It's going to move to New York. It's going to move to all this deep blue state. All of a sudden, we're back to 2020. All of a sudden, Armageddon. We're back to 2020. Courthouse is getting burnt down. Police stations getting burnt. Is that where we're going right now? We're going back to 2020, and they're gonna use those clips, those highlights, those videos on CNN. They're gonna say, "Well, during Trump's time, see what happened in Minnesota. People were getting killed. Remember 2020 and all those videos you saw on CNN? Boom, Joe Biden won the election." And this is why it hurts so much that to even think that this could be used for political purposes, these videos, these clips, this bad incident, this tragedy going on in the United States right now could be used to persuade the people to gain vote. Isn't that like wild? To know that with all of these bad things happening, some people would monetize this to their own advantage to manipulate the people to think one party or the other party is the enemy of the people. Shout out to Dr. Luke. Dr. Luke says, we need freedom of choice and consequences for crimes. Absolutely. Absolutely. You try to impede an ICE agent from doing their job, you should be arrested. Like arrested, and then if it's 5 years or 4 years or 3 years in jail, whatever you have to, whatever time you have to go spend in jail, that's your consequences. Okay, for trying to impede ICE agents or doing something crazy. You should be getting arrested and getting thrown in jail rather than getting shot. And I've heard that this person actually had guns with them, or a gun and some, whatever they had on their body, and they didn't have papers for their gun. It's a bunch of BS, really. The main thing now is he is gone. They're saying he was a nurse. Okay, so now obviously the nursing community in Minnesota, we're about to have, you know, another long story. We're gonna have another long story from the nursing group, and they're gonna say, "Well, we're never gonna go to work. They're killing nurses now. I'm fearful for my life." That's what's gonna happen. It's only gonna go downhill if everybody, both ICE agents and protesters, wake up right now and realize that this is your country. This is your own country. This is your land. Don't destroy your land. Stop killing your people. It's your people. And the people needs to understand that ICE is really working for you. They're trying to take predators out of your society. Let them do their job. Stop putting your hands on ICE agents. Stop saying, "Well, where are you going? We want to see your warrant. Show us your warrant." Are you part of the investigation team? Do you know who they're looking for? You don't know anything because you don't have clearance for this investigations that they're doing. You don't have information that they have. You don't, but you want to see the warrant because who are you? FBI? Are you FBI? No, you're not. You're just an emotional civilian who doesn't like what the government is doing. I get it. Protest in peace. Hold your sign. Scream as loud as you can. Don't go standing in front of ICE agent's car and banging on the windows and trying to punch the ICE agent and trying to, like, what is your gain? What are you trying to gain with that? That's violent. That's the devil really, really inspiring you to cause havoc. I don't mean to go, spiritual, but it's like The devil does things like this. Really empowers people to destroy themselves. That's what's going on in Minnesota. Like Minnesota is in self destruct mode right now. Minnesota is in self destruct mode. Only the devil can do shit like this. Like it would embolden you to be stupid that you would literally kill yourself. Like what in the world? What in the world are you doing? Even like may he so rest in peace, but taking a gun, what are you thinking about? Like what do you think you're gonna go do with your gun at a protest? You know what I mean? Like what are you taking your gun to a protest for? What is it, war? Everybody needs to pipe down, calm down, understand. I'm not saying like you don't have the right to hold your gun or do whatever you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do. It's your life. You have the right to bear arms in the United States. It is your full right. Get your gun, get your weapon, do what you want to do. But why do you need a weapon in a protest in the first place? Now you're in heaven. You know what I mean? Like it's just sad. Like this could have not happened. This could have been avoided, but it happened. I always said is I love the United States so much, and I'm thankful to the United States for all the opportunities it has offered me and just welcoming me and making this place so homely for me that everybody embraces me. Like when people talk about how bad the United States is, I'm like, there's always gonna be bad, but are you focused on the bad or are you focused on the good? Shout out to everybody tuned in, man. Shout out to everybody tuned in. Shout out to Dr. Luke the Goat and shout out to Dana. Dana. Hey, mama. She says, hey, Genesis, my dear, how are you doing? Yes, we're talking about Minnesota. We're talking about ICE agent. We're talking about the protesters. People are getting killed, ladies and gentlemen. People are getting shot. Okay. Hey, I do not support these killings. I'm just going to be straightforward. Okay. I will be straightforward. However, I also do not support American citizens, protesters causing chaos, throwing rocks on ICE agent, trying to literally arm themselves to harm ICE agents. The people should be supporting ICE agents so these things can go really fast. Like deportations would have been done with if the people just say, okay, what do you guys need? Let's support you. You have intel that there's someone here who rapes kids, is an illegal immigrant. We're going to support you. The people have to support ICE. ICE is trying to protect the people. It's homeland security. Easy. Homeland security. That's what ICE is. They work with homeland security. Don't you want your home to be secured? Don't you want your land to be secured? Homeland security, ladies and gentlemen. How hard can this be? But you're like, oh, no, no. Where's your warrant? Bro, we're trying to protect you. I saw a video on X. The ICE agents was like, we're here to pick we're here to pick up a child sex offender, and you guys are trying to stop us from getting this guy. What in the world? That's what I'm saying. Like you may be fighting a blind fight. You may be protesting for okay. Why are you protesting? Oh, we don't want ICE. Okay. Why don't you want ICE? Well, I don't like Donald Trump. Okay. So you don't even have basis. Like there's no core values for why you're protesting. Why are you protesting? The reason most people are protesting is because I don't like Donald Trump. What? You don't like Donald Trump and you're protesting ICE? That's why you're protesting ICE? How about those parents that have experienced the the feeling of losing their kids because of an illegal immigrant? What about those parents? What about Lakin Riley's parent? And there are other parents as well. What about those parents who have lost their children because of criminal, illegal migrants? And now they're home right now watching CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, every news channel, and they're seeing people protesting for these folks. It's like what in the world? What do you think Lakin Riley's parents are thinking right now? Like Jesus, you guys, what are you doing? Let ICE do their jobs. Let them do their job, rather. We got to do better, ladies and gentlemen. Exactly. Dr. Luke says irrational and emotional, irrational and emotionally manipulated people. Exactly. Kids, children. You can't think for yourself. I just told you I voted for President Donald J. Trump, and I will, if I had another chance, be voting for Donald Trump again. But do I support this that just happened a couple of hours ago in Minnesota? No. You can support something, but don't like everything that you support. It's like just because I say I like this doesn't mean I can say, well, doesn't mean I cannot say that, well, I don't like that about this, even though I like this. See what I mean? Like, I believe that ICE agents can find creative ways to de escalate situations rather than just placing a bullet in a person's head or back or leg or whatever. I feel like there could be other ways, like, a taser or electric, whatever, rather than just giving the bullet straight. Like, it's like there's no coming back once you're gone. You know what? It's like that's the ultimate, like, there's no coming back. So I believe that that should be the last, like the last after the last after the last after the last result. Like, don't pull your gun except it's damn near like it's you versus me. Okay? It's either me or you. That's the only time you should pull your gun. Okay? As far as I'm concerned, like if you're an agent, the only time you should be pulling your gun, it should be me versus you. Okay, you're trying to end me, and I have to protect myself because I got a family back home. Okay, not like you have seven agents trying to de-escalate a situation, which from the video that I saw, just one person. So you're trying to disarm this one person, and you guys are like seven, and this guy still ended up getting shot. What in the world? Somebody says, I don't care about immigrants, but I don't want this police presence all the time. That's another thing. Even the people who like just don't care about this at all, they still don't like the police presence every single time. But the reason why there's this high police presence or ICE agents presence is because the people have taken to the streets and they're not even letting ICE agents be discreet. ICE agents used to be discreet, trying to pick up, bad apples from the crowd. But now ICE agents cannot even be discreet because these folks have apps. Okay, they have apps where they tell you where ICE agents are stationed, okay? Where they tell you where ICE agents are going to visit. So it's like you're literally working against your country. You're working against your own country. You're literally helping the enemies destroy your country. It's like people are robbing a store. This is, I'm giving you some sort of analogy right now. People are robbing people are robbing a store right now. And then somebody called the police. And you are telling the thieves that, well, the police, they're on their way and they're right there right now. You're telling them the precise location where the police are. Of course the thieves are gonna escape. That's what is happening in Minnesota right now. There are bad people, bad apples, no matter how unbelievable that may sound to you. There are people in Minnesota right now, criminal, illegal migrants in Minnesota right now. But ICE cannot even get to them because the people are everywhere. Every time President Trump's effort is almost at the stage where everybody sees great improvement in America, this happens. Back in 2020, everything was going so well, everything was going so good, and it was like, boom, 2020 happened. Same thing now. Prices are going down, inflation is going down. Everybody around the world respect the United States. You can argue back and forth, but that's just what is going on. Everybody respects the United States or fear the United States, however you want to put it. Okay, they're gonna act like they don't, really care about what is going on, but they see what the United States has been doing since Trump became the president of the United States, and nobody wants to f with the United States. It's the people inside that are trying to say, "All right, let's do it for these enemies outside." You see what I mean? Like we have to pipe down, unite every single time. It's either, well, it's them versus these guys or you versus me. We need to stop this. You don't like Trump. I get it. Okay. I get it. You don't like Trump. But there are laws. Okay. There are laws that the United States has that you have to abide by. Just because you don't like Trump doesn't mean you shouldn't respect law and order. That's why ICE exists in the first place, because there are people who take advantage of the system, come into the United States illegally, don't follow the process, and then take advantage of the process. While there are people outside waiting their turn, paying the right bills, learning the right things because they want to be a part of the United States. They want to be in the United States and they want to be a part of the United States. But these other folks, they've taken those people's place. This is what ICE agent is trying to take out of the United States. But the people said, nope, we love the criminals. We love these child sex offenders. We want them in our cities. We don't want you, ICE, but we want this. We really want these sex offenders right here. We don't want you. You would end your life. You literally would end your life for child sex offenders. Because it's like you're brainwashed. You've been brainwashed. A lot of people have been brainwashed, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people have been brainwashed. And we should do better. We should do better. Hopefully, one day, America is going to unite. I pray for America. I love America. I want my daughter, she's 6 years old right now. I want her to grow up where she's not thinking about, well, I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat. I just want her to be pure and say, I am American. Okay? Some of us don't even care about I am American. We care about I am a Democrat or I am a Republican. Jesus, what are we doing? So you think you are a Democrat or you think you're a Republican first before you are an American? Is that what you think? No, because without America, you can never be a Republican. Without America, you could never be a Democrat. So why are you trying to destroy your home? Because you don't support one tiny little beanie something. Because that's it. ICE is just one part of the gigantic other things that you have to focus on in America. There are so many other topics that you have to focus on. But just one ICE situation, everybody's going bunkers. Okay, you're stopping the city from conducting businesses because of just ICE agents. Oh my goodness. Dana. Dana says, I think it could have something to do with the blue and green and neon hair dyes. Look, I don't want to laugh because this ain't, look, this is not funny. Okay, Dana, girl, this is not funny. Because Dana just said something she shouldn't have said. But yeah. Mhm. Come on, man. We got to do better. Okay, we have to do better. We have to do better. Don't throw tantrums and get yourself killed. Ooh, Dr. Luke said it's a Mexican standoff, and everyone needs to stop demonizing each other. Absolutely. The last part, everyone needs to stop demonizing each other because that's what we're doing right now. We're demonizing ICE agents when ICE agent literally they're just trying to help. They're really just trying to help do their job, which is deport deport criminal illegal migrant. But people have demonized ICE agents, demonized President Trump, demonized this administration, and really sabotaging this administration because nobody was really opposing President Joe Biden like this. Nobody was opposing President Joe Biden like this at all. There were times that things got so expensive during President Joe Biden that people were like, "What in the world is this?" But nobody went on the street and were going crazy and people were getting no. But now, when it's Trump, for some reason, people get killed. People take to the streets. We start hearing news about paid protesters. All of a sudden, chaos start erupting in blue deep cities, especially Minnesota, Chicago, New York, California. It's always those places. It's never like Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. It's never the South. It's always Chirac. It's always. It's always. Like, just give this guy his 4 years. Let him do what he has to do. Don't even like just just say, okay, we hate you with all our guts, okay, Trump, we don't like you, but you won the election. The American people believed that you were the better guy. All right, we're gonna give you your 4 years. Do your thing, and we hope and pray that you fail. Y'all could have stopped right there, but nope. It wasn't enough to say, I hate you, Trump. I don't want you to win. You are a bigot. You are this. You are that. You're a pig. You're whatever. You've called him all the names in the world. That wasn't enough for you. You've impeached this guy. That wasn't enough for you. They tried to end this guy's life. That wasn't enough. Oh, his ears healed so fast. That wasn't enough. That wasn't enough. You have to see to it that you cause chaos and by yourself make sure you destroy his administration. Oh, if we take to the street, if we burn the American flag, if we start, stoning ICE agents, if we start destroying government properties, then they're going to listen to us. Except you're destroying your home. And if you go right down to the foundation, it's like, what are the core values that you guys are actually fighting for? What are you protesting against ICE for? If you actually call people right now, like these protesters, and ask them personally and say, why are you, Johnson, why are you protesting right here in this cold weather? They're gonna tell you, well, look, everything is just going bad in the United States right now. I support immigrants. They built the United States. And white. I am white. They're black. We should support the black community. Bro. It's like people have been brainwashed. Like right now, I, I saw a video on X and this Caucasian woman was crying and she said, I am white. I am white. They're black. He said, it's me. Bro. Bro. What? I'm white. I am white. Who cares if you're white? Oh, black. It's always about color. It's always about gender. It's always about labels with these people. The times have changed. Okay, people have moved on. This is in the 60s or 70s. I get it. They're always gonna be they're always gonna be bad apples. Okay, regardless in any industry. All right, they're always gonna be bad apples. I'm not saying everybody's, you know, not racist or anybody. Everybody's in like. But what I'm saying is, it's not as bad as these folks are talking about. Some people are saying America is way worse right now than back in the day. It's like, why are you lying? Why do you think lying makes your point valid? It's like, do you think lying makes your point valid? Like, no. You've had President Barack Obama as the president of the United States. The 44th president of the United States was President Barack Obama. President Barack Obama, like, why do you think it's like, no, times have changed. Wake up and stop allowing this propaganda drown your soul because you're going to live your entire life complaining about America, complaining about you versus me, complaining about them versus us, complaining, causing division, creating hate when there was no hate in the first place. It's like when you see something every single day, it creates an headquarters in your heart. And now all of a sudden it's like, I am white. They're black. They don't have the same right as me. No, ma'am, they do. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. I keep saying I really respect President Trump so much. And if I could vote again, I would vote for President Trump. I don't care what anybody says. However, I do believe that another Trump would be bad for the United States. I'm sorry. I said it because I don't think another Trump would have the same resilience as the real Trump. Because everybody in the Republican Party right now, they're trying to replicate what President Trump has done because obviously his blueprint is like the winning blueprint. So everybody's trying to walk in that path. So, JD Vance, Marco Rubio, everybody's going to try to walk in that path. But I do believe that another Trump is going to be detrimental to the United States because there could never be another Trump. And everybody's going to try to act like Trump, and you're not going to be Trump. And that is going to be bad for the United States. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in 2028. Um, I do know Gavin Newsom is going to be the Democratic candidate for a fact, no argument. I think Kamala is going to come back to try to run, but it's not going to happen because the people have seen that she's not perhaps capable or competent enough to win um, the presidential election. So let's see what's I don't know. Gavin Newsom is he's getting a lot of interaction right now. He's getting a lot of momentum on social media, I must say, because if you go on his Facebook, if you go on his X account, a lot of people are checking him out because he's getting the people that don't like Trump, even if you don't like Gavin Newsom, but a lot of people don't like Trump and a lot of people love Trump. So let's say 44% of Americans don't like Trump. Let's just say, okay, 44% don't like Trump. That 44% is automatically just gonna divert their energy to Gavin Newsom because it's like, okay, well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Okay, even if they don't like Gavin Newsom and what he's done with California, obviously, but they're just gonna say, well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and I'm gonna support Gavin Newsom. Plus, he's talking exactly like President Trump on his X account, on his Facebook. He's directly engaging with the world without the consent of President Trump. You know what I mean? It's like he's acting like that Don. Like, you could do what you want to do, but California, we are the highest GDP in the United States, and you know, you can't really touch us type situation. Shout out to everybody for tuning in, man. So Dana says, I would love to see John Kennedy as president. She says Gavin is a corrupt scum. Woohoo. And of course, the goat says, we are all children of incredible people that survived war, starvation, and extreme poverty. He's right. Because if we go down to the foundation, like I always like to say, everybody was colonized. Okay. Whether you are brown skin or pale skin or whatever skin you got, everybody was colonized. Okay. Everybody was taken as slave in one time in history. You know, that's how the world has been from the beginning of time. It's not just, one groups of people that were taken as slave. Everybody has been taken as slaves. It's just different times. And it's happened. But, you can't leave 400 years ago. You can't leave in the past. You got to move forward. You know what I mean? You got to move forward. Uh, Anders. Shout out to Anders Game. Anders Game says, I was okay with Trump up until the attempted headshot. Then I started noticing the prophecies about the Antichrist and its beast system. Now I don't know what to believe. Anders? I don't know. Anders. Look, man, Anders is so critical about the end times. And I respect it because obviously he is a spiritual person and he definitely doesn't want to miss rapture. But I don't think President Trump is the Antichrist. I mean, that's what they said about President Barack Obama. And there's all people are always gonna have this conspiracy theory situation. Which is it really conspiracy theory? I mean, who knows? But hey, I mean, the people. I feel like this is the time everybody's trying to be critical about everything. Okay. I just want everybody to calm down, relax, breathe, and understand that this is your home. This is America. Embrace it, support it, do the things that would make America a better place. You know what I mean? Like, do the things that would make America a better place. So we we got to do better, man. We got to do better. And Dana says it says a fatal head wound in the Bible. Never did like Elon. I knew he was a snake. Elon Musk. Elon Musk. Isn't he back with the gang? I think he's back with the gang. So like, is he still a snake? I think he was just doing what he felt was right for his position at the time, which was, I guess, going against President Trump. And he wanted to get the president's attention because obviously, as the president of the free world, you are absolutely busy. So it's like, hey, I gave you $250 million. I would like a phone call. So it's like, well, you are on the Epstein list. And President Trump was like, whoa, all right, call this man, man. Call this man. So, hey, they're back together and they're like going bunkers everywhere. They were in Davos together. So I don't think Elon is a snake. I think he was just trying to get the attention of the president. Uh, Dr. Luke says every generation so far has wondered if Jesus is coming back. This is just facts, okay? I get it. This is just fact, but Dr. Luke is right. Okay? Is Jesus coming back? Absolutely. Okay? He is coming back. But you think he's gonna like call you on the phone and say, "Hey, yo, I'm coming back." None of us is gonna know when he's gonna come. So let's just live our lives and just pray and hope that he meets us in the right place. And we meet him in the right place. Because we everybody keep acting like they're assistant Jesus Christ or assistant God, like they're PA to God. Like, bro, you don't know anything. Okay, it's just facts. None of us know anything. So stop acting like you know something. Every one of us do not know anything because the Bible also says that he's going to come like a thief in the night. Do you know when a thief is coming to your home? No, you don't. So you could never know when God or Jesus is going to be ringing or blowing that trumpet. Just live your life. Okay. Be good, do good, love Jesus, love God, love people, especially your fellow American citizens. Okay. Stop trying to cause chaos, stop trying to cause havoc and expect yourself to be picked up by Jesus? No, bro. You ain't gonna be picked up. You ain't gonna be picked up, bro, if you're trying to burn down government homes and government properties and whatever, or just trying to cause unrest. Okay? Let's all just pipe down, let God be God, and let's do what we do as human beings, which is do stupid shit. Okay? Stupid shit, basically. And God is just there looking at us like, look at these fools. Look at these fools that I died for, killing themselves. The Bible says, my people perish because of the lack of knowledge. Shout out to Anders Game. He says, miraculously healed. I have seen many asking about the wound, lol. Where is it? Couldn't couldn't have healed that great where there's no scars. I feel like that's overthinking it, Anders. But I respect that. Dr. Luke says Anders is smart to not want to be deceived. Shout out to Dr. Luke, the goat. Yeah, Miss Dana says two alpha males together can clash. They just needed a break. Yes, really, they needed a break. But there's always the biggest whale in the ocean, which obviously is going to be the leader of the free world. President Trump is the largest whale in the ocean right now, same as the United States is the largest whale in the ocean right now. So everybody just has to succumb to what the largest whale wants to do. Okay, if the largest whale wants to take a nap for 4 hours, you're gonna have to wait for 4 hours until the largest whale wakes up. This is what you're gonna have to do. So Elon Musk had to get the attention of President Trump. It's like, hey, I gave you 250 million, dog. And President Trump was like, okay, Vladimir Putin. Give me a moment. I gotta talk to Elon. He's throwing tantrums. Everybody keeps throwing tantrums once they don't get their way. It's like, can we grow up? Can we all grow up? Everybody keeps throwing tantrums as soon as, oh, I don't get my way. Oh, well, he's on the Epstein files. I'm sure when President Trump saw the X tweet about he's on Epstein files by Elon Musk, it's just like, this man, come on, man. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. I just wanted to let you guys know that I love you guys. I love America. I want us to do better. Okay. I want us to unite as Americans. Okay. Come together. Don't think it is you versus me. Don't think it is white versus black. Don't think it is this ethnicity versus that ethnicity. Is this culture versus that culture. We should not be on that wavelength. We should never be on that wavelength. Okay. We should do better. We should be smarter than that. We should be smarter than that. Okay. Because now they're spreading the news that there are paid protesters, because if there are paid protesters causing havoc and doing crazy shit, what how do we even know if these guys are paid protesters? Because everybody's on the street and everybody's really standing in front of the ICE agent and trying to cause chaos. Who are then the paid protesters? How do we phase out these folks that are paid protesters? But we're hearing that the Insurrection Act may be summoned or evoked or invoked. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see. All right, let's see. Shout out to Dr. Luke. He says, God bless everyone in the chat tonight. And Amis Dana says, he's an odd man, smart, but he's odd. And God bless you too, Luke. Yeah, Elon is definitely a smart person, but when you're that smart, you are really, you could, it bounces, okay? Some days you could like go crazy, and some days you're like, normal. So that's where Elon is. And sometimes you watch Elon and it's just making weird movement. It's like moving his head, his arm, and it's like I don't know what Elon is. Hey, Elon is just on a different wavelength. But I mean, what he's been able to accomplish with his companies and the innovation and just the speed is incredible. Okay, it is incredible. Everybody has their reservations. Okay, some people will say, "Well, Elon Musk, whatever, whatever," but you know what I mean? But Elon has his own thing going on. And for the most part, he's so wealthy and he still has common sense. It is very rare to have that much wealth. He's the wealthiest man alive financially, okay? Because wealth doesn't necessarily mean, um, I guess, wealth. Financial wealth doesn't necessarily mean wealth of life, okay? You know what I mean? Like you have good values, good manners, you respect people, you know what I mean? You love people. So it doesn't really mean that he's that kind of person. I don't know if he loves everybody, but based off of his interviews and things that he said, you could tell he loves America. You could tell that he supports common sense. Of course, there are things that I've seen Elon Musk tweet that I would say maybe a little too far, but he's Elon Musk, and as the case goes in America, you have the right to say what you want because it is free speech. So it is what it is. And uh, shout out to Dr. Luke. Dr. Luke says reason is not racial. Absolutely, it's not about race, because that's all, in my opinion, the Democrat does. Race, race baiting, race that, race this. Any small thing is about race. So that's why I really don't understand why Democrats do that, because that is only going to breed hate. Is going to breed division, and everybody's just going to be going cuckoo. Okay. Oh, race every single time, race. All right. So Anders Game says Elon is on ketamine. So I hear. I've heard that. I've heard that before too. It says he's on ketamine. He actually said he was. he was on a medication or something, and he he stopped it or something like that. It was on antidepressant or something like that. I can't really remember what Elon Musk said he was on, but he said he stopped it when he had this interview with Don Lemon before Don Lemon got fired by Elon Musk because he was trying to censor Elon Musk in some way, shape, or form, and Elon Musk was like, "Okay, fuck that, bye." You know what I mean? So yeah, that didn't happen. But yes, I mean I don't know how he's doing with his health, but I do know that he's a genius and is capable of doing things that a lot of people are not capable of doing. Hell, a lot of like 99.9% of the world are not capable of doing what Elon Musk is capable of doing. And at this point, I think Elon Musk has become an asset to the United States. I think he's become an asset to the world, really. He's like, like those people that you have to really take care of and make sure you protect them because their brain is so valuable. A lot of people will say, well, he employs smart people. He's not necessarily genius. Look, everybody has billions of dollars. There are a lot of people with billions of dollars, but not a lot of people accomplishing what Elon Musk has accomplished. Okay, same thing with Trump. A lot of people will say, "Well, Trump got a lot of money from his father or from his family." Yeah, you can say that, but a lot of people got money from their families as well. JFK got, they got family money. Um, so many wealthy families in the United States. But President Trump has carved a niche for himself. He's cemented his name on the sands of time because his father was never the president of the United States. His father never built in Manhattan. His father was in Queens, okay? But he changed the trajectory of his life. He changed everything. He took it to the next level. And all of a sudden, well, he's a trust fund baby. Wouldn't you wish you were a trust fund baby? I wish I was a trust fund baby, but I'm not a trust fund baby. But my goal is to make my daughter a trust fund baby. What is so bad in being a trust fund baby? That's what every parent, every logical parent want for their kids. I'm not saying spoiled kids, but I'm saying like capable kids that have trust funds. I mean, what is so bad in giving money to your children? Isn't that what you want? So he got money from his parents. I mean, Jesus. What should you get from your parents? Hell. And Miss Dana says, I saw a video of a protester saying was getting paid and she didn't. The protester saying she was getting paid and she didn't even know what she was protesting. Exactly what I just said. Been saying this, well, like Jesus. Well, a lot of people are protesting out there. They don't even know why they are protesting. You don't even know why you're out here in the cold. Some people are trying to get a check, just like Miss Dana just said. A lot of people are just trying to get a check. It's like, oh, this is what is happening right now. Oh, we're gonna give you $500 or $600 to go protest. Okay, bet. I'm gonna give you $1,000. You're gonna give me $1,000 to go protest. What are we protesting again? All right, give me just give me the board. But what do I have to do? You just have to yell in front of the ICE agent, stop them, impede them. Oh, bet. Let's do it because I'm gonna get paid. So, because I've been thinking to myself, like, why would you have all of these people in the cold protesting? Ooh, then it's like, if I was getting paid, I would do anything. It's like, if I was getting paid, you go to work because you get paid. You don't even want to go to work. A lot of people don't want to wake up in the morning and go to work, but you go to work because it's like, oh, I gotta pay my bills. Same thing protesting in the cold, minus 20 degrees. Like, why would I want to go protest in a minus 10 degrees weather? I'm getting paid. Miss Dana says, Ms. Dana says, I think God has appointed Trump to expose corruption at the highest levels of government and get the ball rolling on making America great again. Yes, I just wish a lot of people would see the way you just outlined it right now, Ms. Dana, about how Trump has been sent by God. A lot of people would say, man, that's BS. Why would you say Trump is sent by God? He's racist. He's that. He's this. So we're going to protest and we're going to get killed. Um, Damien says, I don't think God worries about America. I think God worries about his creations. So yeah, of course, God worries about America. I wouldn't say God worries about America because I mean, if if it's the God that everybody talks about, I don't think he has any worries. I mean, this is the beginner and the finisher of everybody's faith. So he knows what already happened. He knows what will happen. So why, if I know the beginning and the end, why would I be worried? So I don't think God is worried. I think it's just like, all right, let's just see what this false are gonna do. Because he already see everything. So I don't think God is worried. I mean, he's too mighty to worry. I mean, that's what I think. You know, when I think about God, when I look at the sky, when I see the vast mountains, see the vast, you know, valleys, and I see sometimes I see all these creations, and I'm like, if a God created this mountain, you think he's worried about? Come on, have you seen like the Arctic? Have you seen the ice? And a God created that, and you think he's worried about ice agents or worried about America? No, I don't think he ain't worried about America. Like America's like this. Matter of fact, America is like a drop of sand, you know, in the scheme of things when you're talking about God, God, like yeah. But I have to circle back to what the goat said. The goat said, "Reason is not racial." We have to really understand that part. Reasoning is not racial. You could be, you could look like anything and have the right reasoning and have basic values. Okay, because some people don't even have basic values. Okay, they're 6 year olds say they feel like a boy now. They're tr- they're they're changing their gender to whatever. You know, obviously you don't have any basic values because what does a 6 year old knows? You know what I mean? So I think we have to bring God back into the United States. We have to bring love back into the heart of people, and people have to understand that I love you as my neighbor. Because that's what the Bible says in the first place. Love your neighbor as yourself, or love yourself as your neighbor. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Love. Okay. Love your neighbor as thyself. Or love thy neighbor as thyself. So love your neighbor. If you love your neighbors, you may want to protest, okay? But you would not want to hurt anybody. You would not want to create or cause division or cause more more havoc. See what I mean? Like you don't want that. You know, I don't think if you are of God, you don't want division, you don't want chaos, because the Bible also says everything that God made was good. I know, I know atheist has their own reservation about that sentence I just said, which is everything God created was good. You know, they're gonna say, "Well, look what's happening." I get it, but if you could actually see the end, you would see that something's really has to happen for some things to happen in future. You know, if you look back at your life right now, just look at, if you're watching right now, just think back to maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and see some of the things that happened to you back in the days. And you think to yourself, like, during the time it was happening, you felt like that was the end of the world. But then all of a sudden, 10 years later, you're seeing that, oh, I've grown as a person, I've changed, I'm thinking differently. But if that didn't happen to you, you would never have moved to the next level as a human being. So sometimes some things has to happen for other things to happen in our lives. So maybe this is just the path we have to follow as a country and see where we land in like 6 months to 1 year. Let's see how that works out. But I do know nothing happens as an accident. Okay. Things are orchestrated by the universe, by God, and these things are already ordained to happen. So whatever is going on in Minnesota, Illinois, California, whatever, these things were ordained to happen, or happening in Europe, Asia, Australia, whatever is going on, these things were already orchestrated to happen in our lifetime. Okay. We really have another thing I want to say is we really have no power. We think we have some sort of power. Oh, you really, what power do we really have? You can't control your health. You cannot control the time that you die. You cannot control when you get sick, or you can't control when you fall asleep. You can't control what happens when you're sleeping. There's so much we cannot control. Like once you see all the things you cannot control and pay attention to it, that your life is just like that, we start appreciating life. That's why I really would never support anybody who, you know, who would end another person's life, because you just ended another person's life. I don't care what you say. It's like if it's not him versus you, like when it comes down to it, if it's not him versus you, like it's either you or him, then there's no reason why you should be using, lethal force. There should be no reason, because you could never create a life. Okay, only God can create a life. All right, you could create a robot, okay, artificial intelligence, but you could never create a life. So why would you want to take a life? That's the only thing I don't get. It's like that's the ultimate. Like life is the ultimate. Okay, life is the ultimate. Like a human life is the ultimate. So we need to cherish our lives more, and we need to unite. We all need to unite, whether you're in the deep blue state or deep red state. It is time to start saying, you know what? Just like the gangs, just like the Crips and the Bloods, like everybody come together. It's like, and that's another thing. I just another thing just came up right now, right? Just like the gangs, the Crips and the Blood. I feel like it's the same thing with the Democrat and the Republicans. It's like, isn't it the same? These people will kill themselves because they don't like you. It's the same thing with the gangs, ladies and gentlemen. So you're telling me that it's a culture. Oh my goodness, it's a culture problem. It's a culture problem in America. I just woke up. I just woke up, ladies and gentlemen. It is a culture problem because the Crips and the Bloods, they go at it. And why is the Republican and Democrat Party blue and red, and Crips and Blood are blue and red? What? What? Am I going to dip? I might be going. Hey, hey, hey. What is going on? We just like isn't think about it. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Something is wrong right here. And it's in the culture. It is in the culture, because this culture of, I gotta hurt my fellow brothers, I gotta hurt my fellow sisters. We have to stop it. Okay, we have to stop it. 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 Okay, because the police are gonna say, "Well, we're gonna have to go arrest the gangs," but then, you know, this is happening on this side, on the highest level as well. So I guess the people under the bottom of the food chain, they're just looking at the people on top of the food chain and saying, well, we're just going to replicate what they're doing. Well, if the Democrat and the Republicans are killing themselves, what do you think the people down there, the gangs down there on the street, are going to do? It's like, well, our government are doing what they're doing. Well, we're going to do what we're going to do what we're going to do. It's in the culture. We love, man. We need more love in our heart. We need more love in our heart. We need more love in our heart. Because if you have love in your heart, you would want to promote unity. You wouldn't want to scream on top of your lungs and say, well, I'm happy Charlie Kirk is dead. Oh, I'm happy. I'm happy this protester is dead. Well, it's like, why would you be happy that a woman has become a widow? Why would you be happy that these kids will not have their father ever again? Isn't that doesn't that tell you that there's something wrong up here as a human being, that you have no sympathy regardless of what the person believes or who the person said they were or their reputation or what they stood for. You still you don't even have some sort of humanity in your heart to say, well, may he so rest in peace, and regardless, he's done what he had to do. I don't support him, but may he so rest in peace and keep it pushing. No, I'm happy he's dead. I'm happy he's dead. Oh yes, many more like Charlie Kirk. It's like, in America, like, come on, man. This is the land that everybody wants to be in. If Americans actually see what people are saying about America, like if you go to Africa, if you go to like Asia, go to Europe, a lot of people want to come to America and become an American citizen. They can argue and tell you, well, I don't want to be American. It's a lie. I could guarantee you that they want to be American. They want to be American. Well, the Americans themselves don't even care about being American. But when you go outside, it's like, oh, America, the land filled with milk and honey. I need to get to the land filled with milk and honey. That's what people are saying. Really, I'm telling you. You can say, well, it's a lie, but it's true. I can guarantee you, I was born in Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen. I can tell you what people are saying, okay? I can tell you what people are saying. But you were born here. You've taken it for granted. You don't get it that you are privileged to be born in the United States. You want to destroy it because you don't understand that it's a privilege to be here, bro. You don't. You've been spoiled. You have power 24/7. You could go to McDonald's, $5. You're gonna get double cheeseburger. Okay. You're gonna get fries. You sit down, scroll on your TikTok. You don't know some people are there with no water, with no food. But you're in McDonald's with your double cheeseburger on TikTok. Well, thank God Charlie Kirk is dead. You have to understand the opportunity that God gave you, that you were born in the United States, because you did nothing to be born in the United States. You did nothing to be born in the United States. You just woke up and then you are American. You were born in the United States. You did nothing to be an American, just like other people did nothing to be a Somali. Or they did nothing to be born in China. They did nothing to be born in Russia. They did nothing to be born in all of these other countries. If you were born in America, you have to take advantage of it. Take advantage of this beautiful, gorgeous land that God has made. Protect it, cherish it, love America. Like, please, man, just love America. And I'm begging you guys. It's like I'm begging you guys to love America. It's like, Jesus, you were born here. I'm begging you to love your country. I'm begging you to not destroy your flag. I'm begging you to not burn your flag. I would never even burn. I would never even burn China flag. I would never burn Russia flag. Because what's my business with burning Russia's flag? Not to talk about America's flag. Why would I do that? Why? But you were born here, so you think it's cool to burn the flag. Well, I have the right to burn the flag. Yes, you do. If you have the right to do what you want to do. But it doesn't even look good. It doesn't look good to the world. Well, because I don't support what my country is doing. When you're burning the flag, you know how many people have died for the American flag? Do you know how many men have died for that flag that you are burning? That you're just like, oh, I have the right to burn the flag. Men have died for the flag of America. The freedom that you're enjoying right now. Do you know how many men are like stationed across the world, around the world, protecting our freedom right now? But you're here burning the flag. destroying your country. While men are stationed everywhere around the world, American men and women are stationed around the world protecting your freedom. But you want to, let's burn the flag. We don't like Trump, so burn the flag. When men placing the American flag and praying to God and say, protect us, Lord Jesus. God bless you. God bless America. You're there burning the flag. Men are dying for the flag. So come on, man. Come on, y'all. Please love your country. Please, please, please love your country. Cherish your country. Protect your country. Don't try to divide your country. It's not a good look for you, and it's not a good look for other people looking into America and saying, "Look at what they're doing in America, the land of milk and honey." Well, can that really happen in America? Yes, it is happening. Yes, somebody says America is the greatest country in the world, even while it seeks to destroy it. Yes, that's why I already said, like, there's no enemy that can withstand the United States force. Everybody knows what the United States is capable of. Everybody knows. Russia knows. China knows. Europe knows. Australia knows. Everybody knows. Africa knows. So nobody's effing around. Nobody wants to find out, okay? Because Maduro effed around. You saw what happened to Maduro of Venezuela. He was picked, okay? He was picked from his fortress. He thought it was protected, but you really are not protected from the American government. You're not protected from the American military. It's almost impossible to beat the American military. It's just it's been like that for a long time. Okay? So everybody knows the reputations that the United States has. Well, it's the people inside that for some reason it's like, well, if there's no enemy big enough to end the United States, we're just gonna destroy ourselves by ourselves. That's what's happening. Destroying yourself by yourself. When you have no enemies, it's like, well, it's like human beings. We find issues when there are no issues. It's like a happy marriage. And the wife is like, well, baby, we haven't had any argument for the past 6 months. I think we should have a fight. Women like, I think we should have a fight. Because come on, to make it interesting, which I think is fun, because when you make out, it is fun after the fight. But it's the same thing with human beings. It's like when everything is going so good, you want to find a problem. America is going so good, inflation is going down, prices are going down, mortgage rates are going down. Oh, everything is going good. No, we gotta cause chaos. Nah, fam. We gotta cause chaos. That's what's going on right now. Because everybody's now distracted from the numbers. Now, nobody's saying mortgage rate went down because why would you think about mortgage rates when somebody just got killed? The person that just got killed is what everybody's talking about because good news would never travel, but bad news, ho 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 ho, it goes really far. So of course, nobody cares about the mortgage rate going down. Nobody cares about gas prices going down. Nobody cares about a secured border. Nobody cares the fact that NATO is not paying their share of their bills. Nobody cares about those things. Nobody cares about all the wars that were ended. Nobody cares about the fact that a lot is going on. A lot of laws are getting passed in the United States that would help low income families. Nobody really cares about that right now because they're all distracted by ICE, ICE, ICE. Deportations, deportations, deportations. Well, now they're now worried that, well, I might be next. Well, I'm white and they're black. They don't have the same right. Can you imagine where you have to be to go that route to think that that's what life is? Can you imagine how brainwashed you must have been? You know what I mean? Like, it is time for us to move on. It is time for us to move forward. It is time for us to put down this destroying, demeaning culture that, or this destructive culture and demeaning culture that we see ourselves as the enemies. Okay. You see people in the United States saying, man, I want to go to Ghana. Man, I want to go to China. I've seen people in the United States saying they want to go to China, actually making videos of them going to China, producing maybe their product and, vlogging about their business. Recently, people are going to China, people are traveling around the world. But then when they come to the United States and they're like, well, America, well, it's not so special. You want to cherish other countries, but you don't want to cherish your country. You've taken your country for granted. You've taken it for granted. Miss Dana says, I wonder what will happen with Greenland. The protesters will explode if Trump takes over. Greenland is got already. I saw I saw the long red carpet that President Trump was walking on, and I was thinking to myself, if they gave him that long red carpet, then it's most likely that Greenland is America's already. But I saw an article that says that they're gonna buy Greenland for many, many, many millions of dollars, and they're gonna give every citizen or everybody that lives in Greenland $100,000. That's what I heard. Now I may be wrong. I mean, who knows? But I've been hearing that every person in Greenland is going to get $100,000 if this deal falls through. So I might be moving to Greenland. Just a little heads up. Might be moving to Greenland so I could get my $100,000, and I'll just fly back to the United States. Okay, I'm just gonna fly back to the United States, get my 100K real fast from Greenland. It's part of the United States anyway. So hey. Now I don't know if that's true, but President Trump is considering every ways to acquire Greenland because they're saying that that's a strategic place where if there's a war, then Greenland is gonna really be the place where the main action is gonna be taking place. So the United States trying to secure Greenland, but Denmark is like, well, we're not sure if that's gonna happen, but it's most likely already in the works because you know money rules the world, and the United States has a lot of money, even if it has a lot of debt. The United States has the largest GDP in the world, the largest economy in the world, the most billionaires in the world, the largest companies in the world, the biggest stock market in the world. So when it comes to money, the United States has uncountable resources. It's just the facts. People gonna argue and say, "Well, dude, come on." The United States has uncountable resources that, like, I don't think the United States itself knows the amount of resources it has. Like, the United States has so much resources, like, it's forgotten a lot of resources that he has. So, of course, the United States can afford Greenland. The question now is, will Denmark allow the United States buy Greenland? Which, if the Trump administration offers Greenland or Denmark the right number, the right deal, which President Trump is known for his deal making powers. So I'm most positive that it is going to happen really fast rather than later. So let's see how that plays out. But I'm not against Greenland acquisition because that's what has happened all through the course of the world's superpower. They've, just like the United States bought Alaska from Russia. Okay. Alaska was supposed to be part of Russia, but the United States bought it from Russia. So a lot of countries acquire lands and space and regions and they pay for it. Okay. It's nothing new. Like, oh, no. It's a lot of people don't actually study. A lot of people don't actually understand things. They just want to protest and argue. So the same thing Miss Dana said when she spoke about a lot of people don't even know what they're protesting because these people don't even know what's going on. They're not in the know. They just hear from their friends and say, "Oh, that's what we're doing. Let's go." Me Too movement. Okay, it's always a Me Too movement. It's never like, okay, let me actually think and know what I care about and go stand for something. that I believe in, not we believe in. Okay. Because the groupies, everybody likes, you know, the rise of social media. A lot of people don't actually calm down and actually have rational thoughts with themselves. No, they're always distracted online. So, and if you're online 24/7, you never really form your own ideologies because you're so distracted by everybody's motion. Then you just support whatever motion that is trending. Oh, Minnesota is trending. Let's go. Miss Dana says we can protect the whole North America continent. The United States is already protecting North America, so that's what I'm saying. Like Greenland, Denmark should not be going back and forth with the United States. But I get it, and it's not like the United States is trying to take Greenland by force, which is most likely going to happen if Denmark doesn't, comply. Because if anything happens to Denmark, Denmark is going to say, well, NATO save us. And what is NATO going to say? NATO is going to say, well, the United States save us. So it's like, before that happens, let's just buy Greenland so we are there before whatever happens, happens, you know. But, so that's something that everybody has to think about. But I'm not worried about Greenland and the acquisition of Greenland because that's just, but it is what it is. It is what it is with Greenland or whatever. But with Minnesota and the rest of the American cities that are going crazy, pipe down, calm down, ask yourself, why am I out here in the freezing cold? Is it because I'm being paid for it? Or is it because I just want to do a Me Too movement or create content for my social media and create as much public foolishness as I can so my videos can trend online? Oh, look at what ICE is doing. Look, stop doing that, ICE. Look at what I'm doing, ICE. ICE, fuck you, ICE. You're making a video just so you can say that you are standing against law and order in your country. Incredible. Sensational. Light as usual said they have a concept of a deal, and Greenland minister said he does nothing about it. He knows nothing about it. Trump, Trump knows how to, you know, how to find out the things that you want, and he likes to kind of like throw out a deal, throw out a deal before there's actually a deal, because once you throw it out, everybody knows about it, and now it's hard to say no to it. So I mean, he's known for his prowess with making deals. I mean, it is what it is with President Trump. I don't think that's what I'm saying. There could never be another Trump. That's what I'm saying. Another Trump would be bad for the United States because you're just going to act like President Trump, but you're not President Trump. You don't have that innate ability to withstand pressure because the reason why President Trump is the president of the United States is because of his ability to withstand pressure. I don't think anybody right now in a leading position, in a government position, or in a government role in the United States has the same resilience as the president of the United States right now. I don't think so. I don't think any one of them could stand toe to toe with the president of the United States, with President Trump. None of them. So President Trump is special. People like that come once in a while, like Elon Musk. They come once in a while. Just let him do his 4 years. Let him do his 4 years. If you don't want to vote for JD Vance, don't vote for JD Vance. If you don't want to vote for Marco Rubio, don't vote for Marco Rubio. But if you vote for Gavin Newsom, just look at what is happening in California. They had no water in their fire hydrant. So, well, if you cannot manage your own state, how do you manage 50 states? Okay, how do you manage a whole country? Okay, so I don't know about Gavin Newsom. Okay, I do not know about Gavin Newsom. And 2028, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I do know it's gonna go in ways that people do not even understand right now because all of this is gonna be documented and it's gonna be played on CNN when maybe JD Vance says, "Well, I want to go for the 48th president of the United States," then they're going to say, "Well, look what happened in Minnesota. Look what happened in California. Look what happened in Chicago when President Trump was president and JD Vance was vice president, and he said nothing about it." Same thing with Kamala Harris when she was like, "Oh, well," and they said, "Would you have done anything differently?" And she said, "Oh, no." And all of a sudden, she went down the hill. She was having momentum, and after that interview, whew, down the hill. Same thing with JD Vance. They're gonna ask him questions like, "What would you have done differently from President Trump?" And that's where problem is gonna lie. Because he would never say, "Well, there's nothing I could do differently," because the core strong base are gonna say, "Well, bro, you better chill and support the king." So that's where it's gonna, you know, that's where well, I'm not afraid of anything because it is what it is in this world. But that's why I think there may be problem in the future for JD Vance 2028, run because he's not President Trump. Okay. Marco Rubio is not President Trump. He's smart, articulate, but they don't, you could be smart, you could be articulate, but you don't have that huh. President Trump has that huh. It's like there's no match. Is like when it's there, shit is gonna get done. But once it's done and he leaves, I'm sure the person who is gonna want to be the next candidate for the presidential election for the Republican Party would still have to take President Trump along with him on rallies, and that's just the facts. He would have to take President Trump on rallies with him, and I mean, President Trump would be in his almost mid 80s. That's a lot of work for 84 years old person. Going back and forth different states just because you're trying to support candidate and your party. That's what's going to end up happening. They're going to work him like a horse. He's already walking like a horse right now, okay? Because there are things that only him can there are tables that only President Trump can move. It's just the fact. And this happens as well this happened when it was a developer as well. Is he just has this innate ability to withstand hardship. Not a lot of people has the innate ability to withstand hardship, and Trump has that. And I don't think, I don't know if Vice President JD Vance has that, resilience, like in the face of battle, like you don't waver, you stand your ground. But I think it's getting trained because you have to be an intern under some great men before you become a great man yourself. So I think he's learning under a great person, which is President Trump. Hopefully, this 4 years is gonna gain his own confidence, which I think is riding right now on President Trump's um, momentum and energy, which of course that's what should be happening. But as soon as President Trump's term is over, it's like everybody's like, okay, so what next? So now he has to really build and carve his own niche for himself and, be JD Vance, not, a wannabe President Trump, which is going to be almost impossible for anybody. President Trump, I said President Trump. Dr. Luke says Christians should be thankful that our president is defending them. Absolutely, absolutely. Ms. Dana says there was a drone over the reservoir and that was supposed to be full, but it was bone dry, and that was on Monday, I think. Look, yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, a dry reservoir, and that would be the person that most Californians would vote for, and most deep blue state cities would vote for to be the next president of the United States. Gavin Newsom, because they don't like Trump. They would rather they perish than see another Trump, even if Trump is the solution to their problems. They don't care. It's like they would rather die. I feel like that's why another Trump is so bad for America, because these folks, they don't even want to hear You could be talking with these folks and they don't even want to hear anything. So they hate Trump so much that another Trump would be bad. I'm sorry. Another Trump would be really bad because you're not going to be Trump. So you're just going to act like Trump, you know? And look, I just pray for unity, okay? I pray for unity because, like I always say, this land has been good to me. It has blessed me. I'm honored to be here, to be able to do this. I mean, who am I? Who am I? But I'm here because I love the United States and I'm talking to you guys, and you guys, always show up and support this channel. So God bless you. And I'm thankful for you guys. But most importantly, I want to say thank God, for taking me through this journey of life and bringing me to the United States and starting my family, even though my wife is in heaven now. May her soul rest in peace. And today marks 1 year that my wife passed. So may her soul rest in peace. And yeah, man, we just life is too short and everybody's just going stupid, doing crazy shit. Like this is in this is in life. You should be able to take deep breath, relax, have a good time with your family, enjoy your wife, enjoy your kids, enjoy your city, enjoy your neighborhood. Go outside, have a good time, breathe in, have fun. That's what life should be. Not going back and forth and fighting for nothing, basically. You know what I mean? Fighting for nothing, basically. It's like, what are you fighting for? Exactly, nothing. Because you don't even know what you're fighting for. So we better do better. We better do better. Okay? Life is short. Take advantage and be smart. Okay, be smart. Pray for America. That's another thing. Everybody, please pray for America because there are a lot of forces and spiritual forces, if I may add, that want to bring down this great land, this great country. Okay, so please do better. Please understand that. Don't let the devil use you, or don't let the devil use your temper, because you could be angry and he's like, oh, because now I know it's gonna go crazy in Minnesota because people are gonna say, well, ICE agents are killing civilians, and all of a sudden people are gonna go outside in droves, angry, and maybe escalate things to even much more worse conditions than it already is. And that's not what we need. So everybody, please pipe down, calm down, think before you make a move. Because I heard that there were a group of people in Minnesota and they were like, getting their weapons ready. I saw on X, like they were getting ready. They were like, it's ICE versus us. It's ICE versus the people, and we're gonna defend the people. And they had their guns. It's like, so what, you want to go to war with ICE agents with your fellow American people? Is that what you want to do? Is that the life that you want? Is that what is that? Man, man, shout out to Dana. She says, my brother just passed away in November. I feel your pain, honey. I'm sorry to hear that, Dana. Hopefully you feel better and may his soul rest in peace as well. Shout out to Dr. Luke. He says, sorry for your loss, Genesis and Dana. God bless you, Dr. Luke. And Dr. Luke says, we are glad you came to America. Thank you. See, this is why I love America. This is the part that people don't see. You know, Americans welcoming an immigrant like me. I mean, Dr. Luke, these are people that were born in the United States. I mean, that's why I say, who am I? And of course, the gorgeous Miss Dana says, who are you? You are precious, Jen. You're a precious gem. So thank you for calling me a precious gem. Can you imagine? I just wish the whole of America can see our chat and, the way we converse with each other. It's like, it's perfect. It's love. It's like, can't y'all, like, just be like us in this space? Can't y'all just be like, isn't it cooler to be cool, to be welcoming, to be accommodating, to be like good energy, good vibes? Isn't that what you want as a human being? You see what I mean? Like, isn't that what you want? Like, I hate fighting. I hate like you versus me. It's like you're wasting so much time. You are gonna die. I am gonna die. Regardless of how hard I try not to die, I will die. Every one of us will die. So why are you wasting unnecessary time? You don't even have time. The time you're wasting right now, you don't have it. Okay. You could never get whatever time you have or you've spent is gone. Whatever time you have now is what you have now. Make use of it. Don't waste your time arguing and fighting and you versus me. Like, that's not what we should be doing. Nobody leaves this world alive. We all die at the end. Shouldn't we be promoting love, unity, and saying, well, we are all in this together? Nobody's going to leave this world alive. So, what can I do to make your life better in this world? What can you do to make my life better in this world? If we all live our lives like that, America's going to be a better place. The world is going to be a better place. But every single time is, well, it's you versus me. Well, like, you versus me. Like, I ain't got time for that. I got a 6 year old. I got a life that I need to enjoy. I need to hug my daughter. I need to go outside. I need to breathe in the air. I need to, like, I'm enjoying America. I don't care about what y'all talking about, like, you versus me. Exactly. We have so much fun together. Like, it's fun. Have fun. Go outside. Smile. Put a smile on your face. I don't like Trump. I don't like Trump. You don't like Trump, so you're gonna waste your 4 years in bitterness. In bitterness, you want to be bitter for the next 4 years. I feel like politics has eaten so deep into so many people's heart and soul that they're so bitter inside that you can tell from the way they talk, from the way they move. It's like they just hate the government so much. They hate America so much. It's like, why? Oh, I don't like what's going on right now. I hate America right now. I hate America right now. It's like you hate America right now. Like, what are you talking about? What? Wasting your time on things that in the next 5 years you could never tell me in details what happened. You could never tell me what happened in details because it really doesn't matter. Everything that happened in 2020, can you tell me in details what happened in 2020? And that was just 6 years ago. But so many people lost their lives in 2020. For what? For what? Same thing in 2026. People are losing their lives. For what? Because you want to go you versus me. You want to go, I don't like Trump. So because I don't like Trump, then it's on. We going to the street. Yeah, we going outside. We gonna show this Trump administration that we ain't going for this. You ain't going for this? Go to the House of Representative and go to the Senate. Go to the Senate and go to the House if you're trying to change laws. But the law is if you're illegal, you're gonna be going home. Go to Congress and change the laws. Don't be going to ICE agent trying to throw rocks on their vehicles and screaming, I hate ICE, F ICE. Go to Congress and tell your congressmen and women that we want you to change the laws that surrounds Homeland Security, that surrounds ICE agents. Go tell them those things. Don't go to ICE agent causing chaos because ICE agents are just doing what they were hired to do, called to do, which is protecting American citizens from criminal, illegal alien. If you don't want that, take your protest to Congress and say, hey, Congress, we don't like this. We want to propose a law that this, that, and we're going to stand here. We're going to protest until it is passed. That's another thing. You're not even protesting the right way. Like these people are not even. If you really want to like create or enact a change, you would be protesting in Congress, not on the street. Because what are you going to change? you're really not going to change anything because there are no laws that are changing. You're just doing nothing. Protesting on the street against ICE agent that what can ICE agent really do? ICE agent could never change the laws. Only Congress can do that. But you're not sensible enough to understand that fact to take your protest to where it actually matters. You're taking it to the street like ICE agent can really do anything. They could never do that. Like they're just there to do their jobs. You see what I mean? Like they're just there to do their jobs. Wake up. Everybody wake up and realize what's going on. Okay, this is a tactic to create division, to create chaos. Because if you're really protesting and you're really gonna create a change, a meaningful change that would stick for a long time, you would take your protest to Congress. Exactly. Ms. Dana says they are law enforcement. They are law enforcement. They're just enforcing the law that has already passed. So you want to change the laws that they are enforcing. That's what you want to change. So you want to go to the foundation, which is Congress. Okay, you want to go to Congress and change the laws. You don't like it that ICE is on the street picking up kids or picking up women or picking up picking up construction workers or plumbers or whatever, farmers. You don't like it. I get it. But these folks are just enforcing laws. They didn't make the laws. If you want to change those laws, take your protest to Congress. Well, they're not. They're never going to do that because that's not what they really want. They don't want to change the laws, and that's. I truly believe this. I don't think people want to change the laws for real. They just want to create as much chaos as possible and as much videos as possible. They want to create as much content. This is content as far as I'm concerned. They want to create as much content as possible for 2028 presidential election and for the midterms because the midterms is 2026 and this is 2026. So guess what they're going to do? See what happened when they had majority in Congress and they have White House. But if we have majority in Congress, we can change these laws, which they would never change. We can change these laws that is allowing ICE agent to pick your wife, your kids, your husbands from work or from school or from the grocery store or from Home Depot. And everybody's gonna say, yeah, we're gonna vote for you. And they would never do anything. Because they truly don't want illegal migrants in the United States. As much as Democrats are talking about, well, you think Democrats want criminal illegal aliens in the United States? Some bad apples may want it, but the patriot in the Democrat Party would never want criminal illegal migrants. No common sense American would want criminal illegal migrant in their cities. Exactly. All we're saying, which I can say we now because I'm an American citizen, is coming to the United States the right way. Follow the laws, follow the rules and regulation. You came into the United States illegally, and now all of a sudden you want due process. Why didn't you go through the due process of following the Homeland Security ways, which is get your visa, you know, prove your point, and get entry into the United States? After you've been, investigated and seen that you have good intent to coming into the United States. But no, you don't want that. You don't want that. It's tiring to keep talking about the same thing. Like ICE has been going on since last year, like last fall. This is winter. It's about to be spring in like 2 months, and we're still talking about this. This is how you know it's intentional, and they're doing it because they want content, they want videos for campaigns. Because guess what? In the next 3, 4 months now, everybody's already throwing out campaigns for midterms. Okay, so all of this would be videos. Gavin Newsom going to Davos, those are videos, those are clips, those are ads for his campaigns. He's gonna say, well, I was in Davos, I stood against President Trump, and these allies of America, they respect me because they already know I support their cause. And everybody's gonna like, oh. So Your fellow American citizen, in conclusion, okay, your fellow American citizen are not your enemies. Get that through your head first. Your fellow Americans are not your enemies, whether they are Republicans, whether they are Democrat, whether they are blue, whether they are right, whether they are left, whatever it is, they are not your enemies. They are not. If you have disagreement with the law, which is ICE getting illegal criminal aliens out of the United States, go to Congress, protest the right way. Because the reason you're protesting is because you want to see a change. I would assume you want to see a change. And if you want to see a change, you have to actually do what you're supposed to do, which is go where you can actually get a change, which is in Congress. Okay? That's where these people should be protesting or going to their own uh Congress person and saying, hey, it's exactly like Minnesota has Congress people, right? Go to those people and say, hey, as a Minnesota person, how do we change these laws? Because we don't want ICE taking our people away. That's what they should be doing. But they're going to the ICE agent that are enforcing the laws. So this is detrimental to the people, detrimental to businesses. Businesses are closed because people are just everywhere doing shit they should not be doing. Exactly. Miss Dana says Newscom wasn't even invited to Davos or Davos or whatever it is. Look, he wasn't invited, but he was there, and that shows what? That shows some sort of alpha male. To these folks, they're gonna be like, well, they didn't invite him, but he went, and he also gave a speech. So it's like, if he wasn't invited and he gave a speech, it's like that's power. So these folks are gonna say, well, I support him, and is the enemy of my enemy. So you're my friend. Because I'm telling you, these folks that are gonna vote for Gavin Newsom for 2028, they don't even like Gavin Newsom. They know Gavin Newsom is a bad apple for the candidate of the presidential election, but they don't care. They don't care. It's like I don't like Trump. Anything but Trump. Anybody but Trump. That's where they are mentally. Anything but Trump. They would Vladimir Putin. Yes, I prefer Vladimir Putin than Trump. If you ask these people, they would rather President Xi be the president than President Trump. They hate Trump so bad that it's like almost you would think Trump actually did something bad to them personally in their home. You wouldn't you wouldn't really understand the fact that everything they've heard about Trump is on the news media, and that's why they don't like Trump. They've never read his book. They've never done research on him. It's just, oh, CNN says this and CNN says that. Well, I think it's true. And they hate Trump for it. And they would die to go against Trump and his administration. But I got to let you guys know, if Trump fails, America is most likely going to fail as well. But I doubt Trump is going to fail because he's very resilient. That's why he got my vote. And I believe he was a better guy. I believe he was the one that would change things, which I was right. Inflation is down, prices are down, border is safe. People are recommending the United States when it comes to, businesses and investment. People are coming to the United States, cars, chips. Everybody's coming to the United States, okay? But um but it is what it is. You know what I mean? So, hey, let's come together, man. Let's come together, man. Let's come together. That's my conclusion. America, unite, okay? Because a lot of people don't want to see America do good. So Americans have to be the ones to cheer on America. So I am cheering on America. I believe in America. I support America. I love the United States. And I'm going to instill that love for country in my daughter as well. And I believe you should be instilling the same um, traits and ideologies in your kids' mind that Love your country. Don't be the enemy of your own country because you don't like certain things. I don't like everything that I do, and I'm my own person. I wake up every day. Sometimes I'm like, man, I don't even like myself today. It happens. So you're not gonna like everything your country does, okay? Because you don't even like yourself 24/7, 365 days of the year. You don't. So you think you're gonna like your country 365 days? No. But when you don't like yourself, do you do you just say, well, that's it. I won't try again, or I don't love myself, or I won't eat, or I won't take care of myself, I won't wear some clothes. No, you still take care of yourself. You still eat. You still go to work, regardless of how you feel. So it's the same way with the United States. Just because you don't like what's going on right now doesn't mean that there are other things that you don't like about the United States. Okay, there are other things that you love about the United States. Remember those things and understand that you don't want to destroy your land and your country. What you do to the least of us, you do to all of us, as we are all brothers keepers. Trump needs to make mental hospitals great again. The MSM twist the truth. I guess they should have come the legal way and just come even. I mean, everything you guys are saying is facts. Everything you guys are saying is fact. I'm just here to say this has to stop. Okay, the eyes versus the people, because agents are not supposed to be against the people, and the people are not supposed to be against agents. So most paid protesters or the Insurrection Act may be invoked by Trump because he's been talking about it, or he said it one time, and he probably never said it again. But he might do it because of this, because this is a lot of pressure. By tomorrow, we're definitely gonna get update on what's going on with this whole situation from Trump, and I'm believing that Caroline Levitt, White House press secretary, she's gonna come out tomorrow. Well, tomorrow is Sunday. She's gonna come out on Monday. She's gonna say, "Wait, look, this happened, that happened, this happened," and they're gonna try to, calm everybody down. And I just hope they don't make it like, well, it's you versus us. I hope there's a way to frame it that makes it look like or sound like it happened. It shouldn't have happened. But let's come to like a uniting conclusion. That's what I would pray for from the White House press secretary, because she can be sharp with her words because she's smart and quick with it. But I pray that she comes out with um a very uh uniting conclusion, like I mentioned, uniting conclusion. So with that being said, you guys are the best. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Instead of looking for perfection, seek for consistency. Never give up on yourself. Never give up on your dreams. Never give up on God. Believe in yourself. Believe in your dreams. And believe in Almighty God. And love your country. Love your country. Miss Dana says you can't please all the people all the time. You can never please all the people all the time, because if you're trying to please everybody all the time, it never works. It never ever works. Okay? It never works. Yes, I got to give a shout out to the GOAT, Dr. Luke the GOAT. Shout out for being a member. Thank you so much. And thank you for the super chat. Shout out to Ellie from Chirac. It was here as well. Well, it wasn't here, it was on Discord. It was on the Discord earlier today. Shout out to everybody who tuned in. Shout out to Sandra. Shout out to all other members. Shout out to Mrs. Goat. Okay. Dr. Luke's wife, Mrs. Goat. She's a part of the channel. So shout out to Dr. Luke's wife, Mrs. Goat. God bless you as well. And thank you guys for coming in. Like I said, we don't do vertical streams anymore because for some reason it has really hurt the channel, you know? So I don't want to keep hurting the channel. So we're moving to horizontal streams, and we're going to work on more content for the video aspect, because we're working on some interviews as well. So stay tuned for that, and it's going to be fun, okay? Let's just have fun, okay? Be men, okay? Be responsible, take care of your family, but have fun, okay? Because you're gonna die. Why are you being serious every single time? No, like, put a smile on your face, relax, breathe, hug your wife, kiss your kid, okay? Hug your wives and kiss your kids, kiss your children, and relax, okay? And have some fun, okay? All right, I love you guys. God bless you. And I got to give a shout out to moderators. I saw Anders earlier. Shout out to Anders. Shout out to Dana, Miss Dana, the godmother. Shout out to Miss Dana. And yes, you guys are awesome, man. I will be here tomorrow as well. Let's try to do this every day. Okay, let's try to do this every day. I will be here every day by God's grace. So let's try to do this every day and let's have some good time. Okay, let's build. Let's have a good time, and let's continue promoting unity in America. That's what I stand for. Unity in America. Whether you're blue, whether you're red, I love you. I said it. I love you too, baby. All right. With that being said, I gotta go. I gotta go. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Join the membership if you haven't joined the memberships. It's only $4.99. Support the channel. And yeah, I'm your host, Genesis, and I will see you on the next one.